This is TWiT.
So my story of the week is that I found the tech angle of the Met Gala because, of course, I did. I love to find the tech angle on things that you wouldn't think have the tech angle. I also am sick. Oh, no. But so I always pay attention to the Met Gala because, I don't know, it's a celebrity circus. It's entertaining. It is a distraction from our lives. And lo and behold, I am scrolling on Twitter/X, and there are so many pictures of Rihanna and Katy Perry that aren't actually them. And I guess I feel like since generative AI has become more accessible, we're slowly starting to see like how this is seeping into so many various angles of pop culture. So this was an instance of, is Rihanna at the Met Gala? And if so, is that actually her dress? And then is Katy Perry at the Met Gala? And these are very low stakes things. The world is not going to explode depending on what dress Katy Perry was wearing. But anytime something like this happens, it does sort of call me to think about how, okay, maybe Katy Perry's dress doesn't matter that much. But what about like images of people voting or like images of like political events or like riots or insert any sort of like politically charged activity that could be deepfaked? So I don't know. The Anna Wintour is quaking in her boots. What can I say?
Yeah, see, this is the thing for me with this particular story is we already have, so you and I both have been in journalism for a while. And given that, we are both very familiar with the concept that many an individual who is coming across stories reads the headline and then sort of makes up the rest of it. You know, they're scrolling through, they see things, they see a headline, and many people are not taking the time to click into the story, read the full thing, and then form an opinion based on that. So we already know that people take cognitive shortcuts when it comes to news and information. And we have, in many ways, kind of, there's a reduced filter to that. It kind of slips past. And so I'm not surprised to see the interactions with that photo, or with those photos, as if they were real. And what's kind of been fascinating for me is I don't scroll through social media at all much these days. The closest I come is occasionally opening up Instagram. But yeah, I don't really scroll through Twitter, but my partner does. And what's been interesting is I've almost got it down to a science now, where depending on the type of like or that I hear, I know that it's, oh, did you come across an AI deepfake again? Did it get you? Or if it's about something else to do. And on that night, I remember hearing that complaint sound and going, oh boy, AI is at it again. And then lo and behold, he comes over and shows me his phone. He's like, see this photo of Rihanna? No, it's not actually, it's fake. And I was, it's kind of confirmed. So now, like I said, I've got that down to a science, but more importantly, to look and see how many people reacted to that, saying, oh, it's so beautiful, this, that, and the other. It is concerning because people are not having that have not built that automatic skepticism that those of us who are more media, and I don't say this from a high horse perspective, I say this solely from we've been in the trenches perspective. We've built up a level of media literacy and just frankly media skepticism. Like I don't know about you. I personally, when I read a headline, I just default to it's probably lying to me, and I need to check it before. I need to check out what it's telling me and what the rest of the article says before I'm ever going to even believe what it says, because too many times I have been impacted by that personally, or seen people that I care about impacted by that, and then I have to explain to them, no, That's not true. Here are the 15 reasons why what you've just read is not true. I wish that more people had this built in. On the flip side, what you said there actually had me think about something. You said Anna Wintour's quaking in her probably patent leather boots. What's what it kind of makes me think is AI could be helpful to designers who are trying to conceptualize new fashion. And I wonder if we will start to see more of that AI aiding in the process of the concept of different dresses that exist.
I feel like this is the next Project Runway challenge. Like, we AI generated a dress and now you have to construct it. But no, I mean, what I think is really interesting here is like both that these are digitally altered images that were circulating and so many people fell for it, but also, so we're getting a little like niche here, but the Met Gala theme was Garden of Time, which means that all the celebrities have to wear outfits that go off of that theme. And it's a bit like, it's always a thing with the Met Gala where it's like you either get the theme or you like took the easy way out. And so the easy way out with Garden of Time is flowers. And all of the AI generated looks were like floral. And it's so interesting to me because it's like one of the main like rallying cries against AI from artists is that AI is not capable of being independently creative in the same way that human beings are. And like the dresses it generated, it's like we have Katy Perry in this like massive gown that's just like flowing and like cascading onto the stairs of the Met Gala. And it's pretty. But if you were to think of that in context of the theme, it doesn't really work because it's just garden. It's not giving
Garden of Time. Garden of Time. Exactly. It's just, it's like a garden.
Yeah. Like there were other people that were sort of like taking the time aspect to be like, oh, I'm going to draw inspiration from these like past Met Gala outfits or whatever. And like, I don't know, people, when Susan Sontag camp was the theme, that was what a year that was when we got to find out who knows what camp means and who doesn't.
Yes, exactly. That was a lot of fun. And you're right that overall the AI was very literal about well, not even literal, because literal would have involved time in some way. It was just literal about one aspect of what the theme was. I don't know if, the average American who, or I shouldn't even just say American because it was people from all over the place, seeing that would have had that, moment of going, clearly this is AI because as you pointed out, there were some people who genuinely were there who also just kind of took the easy way out and did flowers or some other form of a garden. And so this is overall, I think that you are right in suggesting that the concerns are not about something that overall, I keep saying overall for some reason, that overall are not important in a Met Gala presentation, but what it shows our future kind of looks like. On the flip side of that, I will say that this is the most I have ever been pleased with a feature that exists on Twitter in a long, long time, if ever, which is the community notes aspect of Twitter. The people who are working on community notes, those volunteers who do that, you got to give them props because by golly, they will slap up some community notes real quick on these different photos. And it is great to have that moment of, I'm looking at this photo, I see this text that you kind of, some people will probably miss it, but anyone who knows anything about community notes will quickly see a thing saying this was AI generated and here's proof of this. I have to give credit where credit is due in that very, very, very small instance. I think the community notes are a great feature, and I kind of want that as a tool across all of the internet in general, right? Like it would be great if that was a tool that was available to everybody.
Yeah, I think it is really a useful tool to have people have a space where they're able to like come to a consensus together of this is not a real image. My other takeaway from this is I like Katy Perry a little bit more now because she posted the AI generated images on Instagram, and that's funny.
That is funny. On her own Instagram? That's funny. Yeah.
Yes.
I respect where it's due there. And she has every right because it is her likeness, for goodness sake. That's the other thing. I would like to know what tool generated these images, because there are. This was I can't remember who it was, probably the Mozilla Foundation. Recently did a report, and I ended up talking about it on the show about the current state of the kind of self-regulation of these AI platforms when it comes to political implications. And many of them have rules about what can or cannot be generated in an attempt to create images that might sway someone's opinion around an election or might give a false impression of, vote rigging, that kind of thing. And many of the most popular ones have these rules in place. As far as the sort of enforcement of them and how you can get around them, that all has different levels of impact. But when I think about what it means to be for these folks to be celebrities and to have their image out there in so many different places, and what tools are available, you have these kind of closed source solutions that have regulations in place, but it's not hard to go online and find an open source tool that lets you locally on your device do some AI generation that it doesn't have to follow any rules or has to follow very few rules. And in that way, yeah, it's a little concerning that you can so quickly generate an image of Katy Perry and Rihanna and have those images take off in such a big way. And that's going to be the future of things for us. And I don't know about you, but I've not seen a good and sort of long lasting and true solution to this problem. I know that OpenAI and Adobe and a few other companies are working on kind of a sort of digital watermark that would mark an image as generated by AI. But all of that is not necessarily going to be part of the open source versions. And so I don't know. And by the way, our own Anthony Nielsen has shared an an open source tool, I believe is as part of kind of your own AI creation. And it's specifically a model for Katy Perry, otherwise known as Catherine Elizabeth Hudson. And it would let you, create different images that you would like of Katy Perry that will actually look like Katy Perry, because this is, a sort of embeddable model trained on Katy Perry.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So again, he was able to find that very easily. And there's no like regulation that's there. It's been around since August of 2023. And it has 1,700 downloads. And the person is saying, you pay me with, the coffee service where you can give people money.
Yeah.
They're making money off of this person's likeness. That's just.
Yeah. I mean, especially when you consider that, again, like the stakes of Katy Perry dress that isn't real are so low. But like, I mean, we had that issue with like Taylor Swift deepfakes that were circulating on X like a couple months ago, where when like you have celebrities and it's so easy for people to generate images of them that would not otherwise exist, that are violating to them. And the future is great. Tech is good. There's no issues with tech ever.
By the way, for the folks who don't read sarcasm, that had sarcasm written all over it, just so you know.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm seeing Gal Gadot, that model has 25,000 downloads. Scarlett Johansson has 24,000 downloads. Emma Watson, 23,000. Natalie Portman, 17,000. I do not want to know what people are doing with these AI models. I got to get this. Anyway, I'm leaving that.
You can probably guess, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And thanks so much for watching this little chunk of Tech News Weekly. If you'd like to get the full episode, well, head over to twit.tv/TNW. There you'll find buttons you can click or tap to subscribe to the entire show in audio and video formats. Or just look in the description. We've got links down there as well.